Good evening, everyone. Welcome aboard. This is Sunday Funday with Stitch Family and Z. We planned to do it a little bit earlier, but I'm on level with you. I had a nap, I forgot to set an alarm, and here we are at 6 PM instead of 5 PM. We're going to dive into Quick Draft, so Hour of Devastation Quick Draft. We've topped up on gems. We were running a bit low. We played a couple of drafts that didn't really go so well. We didn't really get the best packs, so we need your help. Need your help trying to decide what we should pick, trying to see what the pick should be. Way the quick draft works is it is 3 packs. Obviously, you pick a card. When you pick a card, you get your next pack. You're going to be drafting against, well, we're going to be drafting against bots. And then eventually, once we've got our draft deck together, we'll be playing against people. The format is Hour of Devastation, so it is 2 Hour of Devastation packs and 1 Almond Kit pack. So keep that in mind for archetypes and stuff like that. But if we don't get any feedback from the chat, we'll just go through the pick and look at what I think should be the pick for that pack. It might be a lengthy draft process, but you know, that's alright. Everyone hopefully will learn something, including myself, because this will be my 5th ever Hour of Devastation draft. I didn't actually draft Hour of Devastation or Almond Kit when they were live, so I've done 4 drafts already for Hour of Devastation. Mixed results. One, I think the best that we did was 4 wins or 5 wins. Now the prize, I don't know that they've quite got the prize schedule quite right for draft yet. I mean, the prizes at the moment, 0 wins, you get 50 gems and 1 to 3 boosters. All of them are 1 to 3 boosters. 1 win, you get 100 gems. 2 wins, you get 200 gems. 3 wins, you get 300 gems. 4 wins, you get 450 gems. 5 wins, you get 650 gems. 6 wins, 850. So 850 is when you're going to get, after 6 wins, you basically get another free draft and 100 gems, and then 950 for 7 wins. If we look at the store and look at purchasing packs, we can see that 3 packs is 600 gems. So a pack is therefore worth 200 gems. So I mean, like, I don't know, for a win to be, you sort of want to be getting to 450 gems, plus a pack, which is another 200 gems. You really want 2 packs though, and then it makes it 650. And even then, I don't know. I think the prizes should and will be worked on. But that said, let's have some fun. Sunday Funday. We'll get into Quick Draft with Hour of Devastation and Magic Arena. Shows up with Bolas, Nicol Bolas there. The draft packs are different to the actual packs that you buy. They're 14 card packs rather, instead of 8 card packs. So the normal packs that you buy are 8 card packs, whereas these are the full 14 card packs. You do get to keep all your packs, so effectively you're paying 750 gems, and I know I said it before, you pay 750 gems, you get 3 packs, so that's 600 gems, right? So you're paying 150 gems for a chance for basically another guaranteed booster and 50 gems. I mean, yeah, look, I don't know. It seems like it could be better. Maybe it could be 500 gems to enter. I think 5,000 gold is fine. Or maybe if they brought that down to 4. But they're working on bits and pieces of the economy, so maybe that's some of the feedback. We do every now and then give feedback through the client. We can report an issue, but maybe we'll do that later. So we'll sign up. 750 gems. Do we want to confirm the purchase? Yes, we do. And this is our first pack. So there's a couple ways to look at it. You can have your deck here and your sideboard here. You can demote cards to your sideboard, pick cards from here. Otherwise you can change it to the other layout and then have your sideboard there. This will be more for, you can change your deck during rounds and stuff like that. I like this view for the actual draft, and then for constructing the deck I like this view, but we'll get into that when we start constructing the deck. So definitely looking for feedback on picks, otherwise I'll just be picking as we have a look. Some of the archetypes, there's all sorts of archetypes. There's black-white zombies, there's just red-white aggro, which is red-white exert aggro. Blue flyers, there's not really that many flyers, but we'll have a quick look. So the rare is Swarm Intelligence. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for that spell. Not really good in limited. It'd be kind of cool in maybe a blue-green ramp deck, but I don't think we're going to pick that for limited. So we always look at the rare first, see what it is, and then we move on to the 3 uncommons. For those of you that aren't familiar with the draft format, the rare card is obviously meant to be the strongest card in the pack. The uncommon cards are the next strongest cards in the pack, and then you get a bunch of common cards. We like to follow, there's an acronym. There's an acronym called BREAD, which is what you can do for drafting. So it stands for bomb, removal, evasion, which is stuff like flying, unblockable, island walk, that sort of thing. All the rest, which is just the stuff to sort of mesh your deck together. And then dregs, D is for dregs. So bread, just remember bread as we're going through. So we'll look at the uncommons. We've got Riddle Form, which seems quite cool. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have Riddle Form become a 3/3 Sphinx. It only costs 2, and it gives you the ability to scry. Eternal of Harsh Truths, so it's afflict 2, afflict, and you can see the little tooltip there. Whenever this creature becomes blocked, defending player loses 2 life. So afflict and the number is dependent on how much life they will lose. It's 1/3, and whenever it attacks and isn't blocked, we can draw a card. So that's pretty cool. And then Overcome, which creatures you control +2/+2 and gain trample. So we're not going to grab the rare, we're not going to grab Riddle Form. I think we'll grab this Eternal of Harsh Truths. Now, just remembering, basically at any time, you can change out of your colors. So depending on what comes through, you can change from blue to red to green to white to artifacts, whatever. But yeah, so we'll have a quick look. We'll grab the Eternal of Harsh Truths. Welcome along, everyone. We're just doing a quick draft. For those of you not familiar with the quick draft format, we had a little bit of an explanation. Basically, you get 3 packs, you draw a card from each pack, or you pick a card from each pack, and then you keep going. Pack 2, there is a Supreme Will. This card is getting played a lot in the control decks, basically all the control decks. Not so much for Not so much for the counterspell ability. I mean, the counterspell ability on the card is great, but the look at the top 4 cards of your library, that is what it's getting played for, because it's like at instant speed. Chandru's Defeat, 5 damage to a red creature or planeswalker, so great if you're going up against red. And if it's a permanent Chandra planeswalker, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So I mean, it's a bit niche, so we probably won't grab that. But we'll have a look at the rare. The rare is a Ramanap Excavator. You may play land cards from your graveyard. So there's a lot of lands that you can cycle, like this one down here. And they will end up in your graveyard. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool card. It's a 2/3 for 3. It does that. But I think what we'll do, we'll take the Supreme Will as a counter. Maybe look at playing a blue X counter deck. Pack 3 now. So we've got a Vile Manifestation. So it gets +1/+0 for each card with cycling in your graveyard, which is what we were looking for before. So if you pay the cycling cost, which is 1 in the black, you could discard a card, discard that card, and that means you draw a card. Otherwise, we've got Claimed Fame. So black-red. We're sort of in blue, but it's not a hard and fast yet. The other cards that we've got there, what have we got? Got the Bitterbow Sharpshooters. That's a pretty good card to have. Rampaging Hippo. It's a 5/6 trample for 6, and it cycles as well. So it's a bit of a bonus card. It is common, obviously. We normally look at the uncommons first, but I don't think either of those are really what we're looking for. I mean, they're not really that amazing either. God Pharaoh's Faithful, which would fit in because we've got a bunch of blue cards, so we'd gain life if we cast them. Jiru's Renunciation, it's pretty cool. Dauntless Aven, 2/1 fly, so that fits into the evasion part of Bread. Bomb removal, evasion, all the rest dregs. Otherwise, we've got a Proven Combatant, which is 1/1, and then you can eternalize it later for 6, which means it comes back as a 4/4 black zombie. I mean, it's a pretty vanilla creature otherwise. That's why it's probably out of common. Kenra Eternal, which again has got a flipped. Granitic Titan, Menace, 5/4 for 6. That would probably fit in the bomb category-ish. I mean, it's kind of just a card that's on curve. When we talk about the curve, we're talking about 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana. So on your first turn, you want to play a 1 mana card, and your second turn, you want to play a 2 mana card, etc., etc. I think we'll probably go with this Bitterbow Sharpshooters. It's seen a lot of play in Limited. I think it's actually seen some play in Standard as well, so I think I'll grab that. Pack number 4. So pack number 4, we've got the Spellweaver Eternal, which has got Prowess. Now, Prowess, basically whenever you cast an instant sorcery artifact, non-creature spell, so basically anything, you will be able to trigger that and it will get +1/+1. There's an Unsummon. Unsummon's pretty good. It targets everything unless it's got hexproof, so that's cool. Aven of Enduring Hope, you gain 3 life, but it's a 5 cost 3/3 flyer. There's a Crypta the Eternals, which you gain a life. You can spend some mana to make some coloured mana, blue, black, red. I think we'll probably go for the Spellweaver though. It's a 2/1 for 2 with Prowess and Afflict, so I'll grab that. Looking now at pack number 5, you can keep track of the picks here, and you can see how many cards we've got in our deck here. Maybe you can see the mouse. That's right. And something that is exciting and hopefully will work after this is Spencatro has been slaving away making NTGA tracker work for draft, so hopefully we'll be able to see that. We've got a quarry beetle, which you may return target land from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty cool. An appeal and an authority. So appeal, target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. That's pretty good. God-Fearer's Faithful again. A Mummy Paramount, which is one of the cards that's being played in sort of black-white zombies. Grizzly Survivor, again, looking out at that cycle discard sort of thing. Feral Prowler is a great blocker, and when it eventually dies, which is basically its job, it will draw you a card. So I think it's a toss-up between the Quarry Beetle and the Feral Prowler. Looking at it, maybe we'll go with the Quarry Beetle for now, just because it's an uncommon. And uncommons, as you get through, become a little bit more harder to grab. So looking there, we've got an Active Heroism, which is great if you're playing aggro. Another Haven of Enduring Hope. Another Unsummon. Unsummon is pretty cool. But the rare's still there. It's leave to chance. Return any other target permanents you own to your hand. Discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just something to give red-white a bit of gas, I think, but not really in those colours. It's like we've got a fairly good-looking green-blue going on. Could be okay. Got a Gift of Strength. Instant speed, +3/+3 and reach. I mean, we've got a guy that's already got reach, so maybe we don't need that just yet. We can look at that later. The land does look pretty good though. Sack a desert, and you can make someone put the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. But I think we'll grab this Unsummon. There's another Unsummon there, but it's okay. An Appeal to Authority again. Dunes of the Dead. So when it is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Solitary Camel. It's got lifelink as long as you've got a desert. That's a pretty good card. Kindled Fury. Frontline Devastator. Frontline Devastator. 3/3 for 4 with a flip 2. And a Monolith. Monolith, we could play a Monolith, add 1 mana of any colour. Yeah, I mean, it's something to do. There's another Unsummon and a Strategic Planning. Put the top 3 cards, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. That'd be good if we're playing blue-black. We're not, so maybe we'll just grab this Monolith. Another Quarry Beetle there, another Life Goes On. The first Life Goes On, I should say. Another Quarry Beetle, so suggests that not many people are sending land to their graveyards. Disposal Zombie. Disposal Zombie is pretty good when you're playing against decks that are purposefully putting stuff in their graveyard. Steadfast Sentinel, just a 2/3 Vigilance. Otherwise there's this Cunning Survivor, so it's a 1/3 for 2. And if we cycle or discard a card, it gets +1/+0 and is unblockable, so that plays into the evasion. Otherwise there's a Jace's Defeat, but Jace isn't really being played that much. Gilded Ceradon. Attacks if you control a desert. Target creature can't block. It's pretty cool. But I think we'll grab that Cunning Survivor. So looking pretty pretty solid in green-blue. I mean, we don't have to stick in green-blue. We could drop one of the colors and pick up another color. We'd probably at this stage drop green, pick up another color if we noticed something happening a lot more. It's another bit about sharpshooters. Otherwise, there's an overcome. I think we'll just grab the sharpshooters. So I don't really want to grab that life goes on. It's when you can gain life, which is nice. But we probably don't need to. Thorned Moloch, prowess, first strike if it's attacking. That's probably the pick there. Yeah, we'll grab that. Another claimed fame, another proven combatant, Graven Abomination. So whenever it attacks, you can exile a card from a graveyard. Again, against decks that trying to put things in the graveyard, that's pretty good. Carrion Screecher, it's a 3/1 for 4. I mean, it's got flying, but it's probably strictly too expensive. Another bit about sharpshooters, we definitely don't need 3. Cryptid Eternals, we'll just grab, so we can stop someone's mana fixing. Feral Prowler, which we didn't grab before, and a Gift of Strength, which we also didn't grab before. Pack 2. So we have a quick look at the picks that we've got. Change the layout and have a quick look. So we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 creatures. You ideally want to play 17 creatures, 6 other spells, and 17 land, so 23 bits and pieces and 17 land. There's an Abrade there. Abrade is really, really good in this format. Hour of Devastation is just a brutal, brutal board wipe. Frilled Sandwala, he's pretty cool. Gets +2/+2. You can activate him on turn 2 if you've got nothing else to do. Rona's Stalwart, I've not seen that before. So if you exert it, it gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. That's kind of cool. Harrier Naga, which is just a 3/3 for 3. Another sharpshooters. Striped Riverwinder, which is hexproof, 5/5, and you can cycle it. Dauntless Aven. You have to remember that Aven Mind Sensor is also in this block. Can stop people from searching their libraries. There's a lot of search library stuff. I think, though, if we look at what we've got and what's been coming through, there's still been a whole bunch of blue and green coming through, so we're not really getting picked out of green and blue, which means that the people next to us are not picking green and blue cards. So I'm in two minds. I'll probably take the Sandweiler and let the Hour of Devastation go. If we're playing against the people that we were drafting against, we'd probably take that just so that people in red wouldn't get it. But I think the Sandweiler, yeah, we'll take that. Alright, so pick number 16. So we've got 15 cards already. Imaginary threats, so target opponent controls, creatures target opponent controls attack this turn if able. They don't untap during the next untap step. That's pretty cool. Struggle to survive. Reason to believe. So reason is scry 3, and then believe is look at the top card of your library. You may put it onto the battlefield if it's a creature card. If you don't, put it into your hand. That's pretty good. What else is there? Another mummy, moaning wall, strategic planning again, Harrier Naga, another Ceradon, another monolith, but I think we'll take the reason. Traveler's Amulet, bit of mana fixing there. Refuse to cooperate. So Refuge deals damage to spell's controller equal to that spell's converted mana cost. So when they play a spell. Yeah, okay. Aftermath. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So, I mean, it's a cool spell, but probably not something that we will grab. There's another Frilled Sandwalla there. There's a Magmaroth. Magmaroth is pretty cool. So it's a 5/5 for 4. That gets a -1/-1 counter on it. So, an Inferno Jet does 6 damage to a player or a planeswalker. This is defeat, destroying a whole bunch of stuff. Destroy target forest, green enchantment, or green planeswalker. This is Sandwalla again. That Avon again, without weakness. Moaning Wall, Kindle Fury. I think we'll take the Sandwalla. Anytime, please tell me that I'm drafting a bunch of jank, that I'm not drafting what you would be playing, that the last pick was trash and I should have picked something else. Please let me know. Got a Wall of Forgotten Heroes. Imaginary Threats again. Sunscourge Champion. Hazard's Undying Fury. Sandblast. That's been used against us in draft. If anything, we'd be playing blue, red, green at this stage, so maybe we take the Menace Jackal. Or maybe splash into white and take the Sunsurge Champion. Yeah. We'll look at picking some white stuff as well. Desert of the Mindful, which is one of those deserts that can be cycled. Wretched Camel, he's pretty cool. 2/1 for 2. If he dies and you are controlling a desert, they discard a card. God-Fearer's Faithful again. Solitary Camel again. Steadfast Sentinel. Vigilance 2/3. Chandra's Defeat. This really was a not very fun set to play. Devotee of Strength. So it's a 3/2 for 3 that can pump another guy. Tenacious Hunter. So as long as something has a -1/-1 counter on it, it gets Vigilance and Death Touch. It's still a 4/4. Countervailing Winds, which is another counter spell, and it has cycling. At this stage, I think we take this guy. Tragic Lesson, draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless you return a land you control to its owner's hand. So on turn 3, that's not that bad. Or later in the game, that's definitely not that bad. Avon Reedstalker is a 2/3 flying flash. Probably done. What do we want to take? Card draw or a flying flash person? Probably a flying flash person. Ketra's Mercy. Your life total becomes equal to your starting life total. Lands you control don't untap during the next untap step. No, I don't think we'll take that. Tragic Lesson. Gift of Strength. Beneath the Sands. Beneath the Sands is cycling as well, so we'll probably just take that. Another sharpshooters. Jero's renunciation. Blur of blades. Maybe we'll take this 3/3 for 3. Like I said, guys, I haven't drafted this set a whole bunch, so I'm not claiming to be knowledgeable about our devastation and armor kit. But we'll take this imaginary threats. Yeah, we'll take that one up. Refuse to cooperate again. Probably play that if we do end up splashing blue. So that's wheeled back around, no one's taken it. The 2/3 vigilance guy, we'll just take it because it's a rare. Take one of those. Take the sentinel, and then a gift of strength. Okay, so this is the last pack. The last pack is an Armin kit pack. Heaven to Earth. So Heaven deals X damage to each creature with flying, and then Earth deals X damage to each creature without flying. Probably don't need that. Flying indestructible for 7. That's kind of cool. Zero Remedies, True Heart Twins, Mighty Leap, River Serpent, can't attack unless you have 5 more cards in your graveyard. Naga Oracle. When Naga Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards and put any number of them to the graveyard and the rest back in your library. Spidery Grasp, Dissenter's Deliverance, Brute Strength, Tar Crop Elite, Exert It. When you do, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. That's kind of cool. How are we looking for colours? We play 3 colours. I hate playing 3 colours in draft. That seems to be the thing. Vizier Remedies. If one or more -1/-1 counters would be put on a creature you control, that many -1/-1 counters. No. Okay. I think we'll take this flying indestructible guy. It's kind of cool. Bounty of Luxor. Ooh, that's a shiny way to draw cards. Manglehorn. That's also kind of cool. Zombie Lord. Angry Bird. Ooh. It's basically a 1 to cast 3/2 flyer. That's nice. We have no black. We're not going into black now. Illusory Wrappings. Initiates Companion. Ooh, that was close. Quarry Hauler. Cartouche's Strength, which is basically a fight. I think we'll take this thing. Card draw seems good. Now, how much white have we got and how much red have we got? Red, not so much. Also white, not so much, really. 1, 2, 3 white cards. Take that Enigma Drake. Enigma Drake there could be very cool. Fanbearer. Gustwalker. Gustwalker's pretty cool. Thresher Lizard. Ornery Kudu. Ooh, Okay. Gift of Paradise is good. We don't even really have any super bombs except for the Seraph. Maybe we'll take the trick. Let's try and not play 4 colors, but maybe also try and play 4 colors. 3/3 flying for 5 that has cycling and an embalm cost that's the same. That's very cool. This air of tumbling sands. Untap another target permanent. Whenever you cycle it, untap a target permanent. That's cool. Wayward Servant. Zombies again. Flying Vigilance, cycling. Other illusionary wrappings. Decision Paralysis. Ooh, Sandworm. 7/7 for 7. That is super angry. I think we'll take him. Okay. Protection of the Hekma. It's an enchantment. That could be good. Exile an artifact or an enchantment. There's lots of bits and pieces in the set that just make for angriness. So yeah, this is an example of what a reach card normally is. It's a 2/4 with reach for 4. We've got 2 4/4 vigilance reach cards for 5. So I don't know that if that was a 5/5, it'd be an uncommon. Cartouche of Knowledge. So when it enters, we draw a card, and it gives +1/+1 on flying. So that's pretty cool. That's evasion. So we'll grab that. How many creatures are we looking? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now, maybe try and get back to 2 or 3 colors. Throne of the God Pharaoh at the beginning of your end step. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control. That'd be cool if it was just creatures you control. Exemplar of Strength. Enters battlefield with 3/1/1. Whenever it attacks. Ah, yeah. That could work. Scrap the Mindful. Turn target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh, I think we'll take the Exemplar. Hooded Brawler. 3/2. With that Exert. Sacred Excavation. Turn up to 2 target cards with cycling from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. Ha! That's very clever. So there's a mechanic called Cascade. No, yes there is, but that's not why that's clever. Cool. Sacred Excavation. I just realized that it's not why it's clever. The other mechanic that I was thinking about is something else. Sunburst. Essence Scatter. Counter target creature spell. That's good. Hooded Brawler. I think we'll take the Brawler. And then... Ooh. That one. So the difference is in this draft format, you're playing 1/1s. You're not playing a game, sideboarding, and then playing another game. So you just need to make a deck that beats everything. Unfortunately, that's really hard. I'll take that. Sin. That's pretty cool. Honor and death. Take the companion. Oh, the gifts came back. And so did the kudu. We'll take the gifts. Oxer River Shine. You gain 1 life. Activate this if there are 3 or more brick counters. That seems fun. Giant spider. Shit weakness. Alright. Now we move into deck construction. So basically we'll change the layout. If you drag cards up, they will remove from the deck. So we'll just try and drag all the white cards up first and see what happens. So it removes the white mana. Remove that crypt because this is all automated. Because I've got the auto suggested land stuff on. Suggested land stuff is pretty good. Thank you everyone for coming along, having a look. We're just doing the quick draft in MTG Arena. It's going, wow, it's going fairly average. I think we'll take that out, leave that in. Let's see what happens if we take out the red. That Enigma Drake is pretty good, but maybe we can get away with not playing a 3rd color. That would be handy. So if we have a look, we've got 18 creatures, 15 non-creatures, and 17 lands. It does a quick breakdown of everything that's going on. And then it's got a color breakdown as well, so percentage-wise it'll tell you what's in there. So we need to get rid of 1 creature, but we need to get rid of a whole bunch of non-creature spells. So we'll get rid of Life Goes On. Keep that in there for now. It's a creature, it's a creature, it's a creature, it's a creature, it's a creature. It's not a creature, but it's kind of cool. We've got 2 gifts of strength, so we'll get rid of 1. Creature, creature, creature. We'll get rid of him. Oops. Get rid of him. That's right. Where are we now? 13 non-creature spells, so we only need to get rid of 7 more. That's okay. I like. That's a cool card, but I don't think we're going to use it. And then the Monolith was a nice idea, but I don't think we need it. Red Stalker's there, Giant Spider, Tenacious Hunter, Imaginary Threats. Again, I don't think we need that. So now we're 10. If we look back here, we're at 44 cards now. You can see this here. Bit of bow sharpshooters can stay in. Reason to believe, maybe we'll get rid of that. Then we only need to get rid of 3 more non-creature spells. And 3 more non-creature spells to get rid of. Gift of Paradise is an enchantment. It's maybe, it's kind of cool. It doesn't have cycling, so very good. Spring, I like Spring. I'll keep it. So. Gift of Strength is an instant. Shed Weakness is an instant. Unsummon is an instant. Beneath Sands is a sorcery. Man, that would be so good if it was an instant. Bounty of Luxor. I still really like Bounty. I want to keep the Bounty of Luxor in there. Rose Clash has just got back and she is criticizing my picks. I can see it.
Maybe she just intrigued.
Maybe we will get rid of Gift of Bounty is a 4 to cast enchantment, but it is an extra card draw. Yeah, no, you can only do it once, so we'll get rid of it. And get rid of the Dizen, because we don't really want land to go untapped in this deck. Lots of 1 and 2s, which is cool. Maybe get rid of the ship weakness. Alright, so that should be our 40 cards. 40 card deck, yep, 40 and 14. Evening. Right. So we'll say done. I guess we'll see how this goes. Blue, green isn't really my strong suit. But in the meta of this draft, maybe it'll be alright. Well, hopefully it'll be alright. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so we've got an Aven Breed Stalker, an Unsummon, bunch of land, Gift of Strength, a Cartouche, so maybe we'll keep that. Lead with a blue, so we can unsummon something. Our opponent has mulligan to 6, so that's a good start. Play a blue. Welcome along, Sunday Funday. The idea behind Sunday Funday is, well, basically they change, well they didn't change, I read it wrong. The draft was scheduled for only X amount of days. The X amount of days stopped before Wednesday. Plays a Spellweaver Eternal. We've got some of those. He's playing blue-black. I wonder if he's playing blue-black control. We won't unsummon it. We'll just try and swing into it, I guess. My turn. Play a land. Combat. Attack. Attackers. On attack. Is he going to block? No, he is not. So we will just activate the Sandwalla. And end the turn. So he won't afflict. 2-1 for 2 with prowess and afflict is pretty cool though. Basically if it gets blocked it still does 2 damage. So he'll go to combat. Attack. We'll let the 2 damage come through and see what he does in his second main phase, because we may want to unsummon that instead. Put 2 -1/-1 counters on a target creature you control. Huh. Can target itself, but sure. Thanks for killing the dude. It's fine. So we'll go to, maybe we'll put a Cartouche on the guy, but we'll tap both of the blue lands. A Cartouche on. We'll draw a card. Hey, cancel. Cool. Get some damage into his face again. So now the Sandwalla can be a 4/4. Just attack in, see what he's got. Got a cancel in hand, so if he tries to kill stuff, then it's fine. Also got a Supreme Will, which we could use instead at this stage in the game. which we will counter it unless you pay 3, which you can't. So this is already working out better than I thought it would. So it's pretty good. Soliden, good evening to you. Evening in Zig, good evening to you. Nosferatu, I don't know who you are, but good evening. Plays a champion Wits. So hopefully this turn we'll get another land. So we've got a Harrier Naga instead of another land. That's okay. All sorts of ways to get rid of this champion. Let's just swing in. One attack. One attacker. Damage. We'll play the Harrier Naga. Why not? 3 for 3. Played his Ruin Rat. That's a bit of a problem. Sandweiler does have flying though, so fly over that. So just attack in with the Sandweiler. What's that? Faith of the Devoted. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, you may pay 1. If you do, ooh, okay. We'll end the turn. Ew, no. You can't have that. It's got a cool card though. Hey, another land. Awesome. So we will go to combat again. Just swing in with the Sandweiler. One attacker. Go to the damage. Turn. Just want to leave the mana open. Make it look like we're gonna do. I did draft Friday, which it is definitely a draft. This is the Hour of Devastation draft. It's definitely not a standard deck. It's way too over the place to be a standard deck. Resolve. Maybe he will realize he can. No, he's not realized. Combat. Attackers. He's going to swing in with his Ruin Rat. Pose. I forgot to flash in the bird. Okay, I'm going to combat. Attack in with the Sandweiler. Attacker. Some damage. Well, that was silly. Play this Prowler. Play the Exemplar. Just put it on that and draw a card straight away. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, land. So yes, this is Sunday Funday, as Green has pointed out. We are drafting. If you missed the draft process, sorry. I guess you can rewind the video and have a look at how we were drafting. The jank that we were drafting, I guess, as we will discard the Initiate's Companion and Gift of Strength. A Sandworm, which has cycle and all sorts of things. So we will go to combat and we'll attack with the Sandwala. This time we will remember to flash in the Reed Stalker. But yes, this is draft. We ended up drafting green, blue-ish with a bunch of other stuff. We whittled it down to just green, blue. The sets really, I don't know, it's kind of vanilla. So it's a bit hard to draft. Even Initiate coming in, it's a 3-2. And combat, so you're going to attack with anything. Nope. So before my turn, we'll flash that in. Hooded Brawler, I can exert. I'm going to cycle the Greater Sandworm. See if we get a pump or something. No, it's a land. Well, that's okay. I'm going to combat. Attack with the Sandwala and the Reed Stalker. No, not that guy. The Reed Stalker. 2 attackers. See where he's going to block. He's blocking the Sandwala, so we pump the Sandwala and go to the damage. So we're not doing terribly. The draft deck is working a lot better than I thought it was going to, so that's a bonus. We've essentially got a 4-4 flyer and a 2-3 flyer. As he places my Merciless Eternal. Resolve that. Wonder what that card is. He's got his Champion Wits there in the graveyard, so they can come back as 4-4. Ooh. Yep. 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 Hey! Alright, so that's a win. 1 out of hopefully 7 wins. So we got our first win, so we're guaranteed 100 gems and 1 booster. Remember, it costs 750 gems to enter, which I'm still not convinced that it's the right. What do they call it? The right entry fee, but that's right. Well, for those that have joined, we'll go back and have a quick look at our deck. How do I even do that? Assume that. How do I look at my deck? There we go. So the deck that we have got is down here. The sideboard that we have got is up here. Maybe another Gift of Strength would have been good. The Unsummoned really worked out for us, so that was cool. Beneath the Sands probably wouldn't have worked out for us, so maybe we get rid of that and run the other Gift of Strength. That's probably the only change that we're going to make. Still basically a bunch of jank. I can probably see oh wow, okay. Stream support just shared me on Twitch, so thank you very much. I don't know who stream support is. That's cool. They have 26.2k tweets and 588 followers, so thank you very much to whoever did that. That's very, very cool. Yeah, so we're just doing quick draft. Quick draft is the draft format for MTG Arena, which if you haven't played MTG Arena yet and you want to play MTG Arena, I have some codes that I can give away. If you're already in MTG Arena, well, welcome. We'll go into our second game of Quick Draft, which is Hour of Devastation, Arm and Kit. So it's Hour of Devastation draft. Got a few people in the chat there. Thank you very much for coming along on a Sunday evening here in New Zealand. Rest of the world, welcome. Don't know what day you're on. Probably on Thursday or very early Sunday morning. But we are GMT plus 12. That's actually probably keepable. Go blue land, 3 forests, a cancel and unsummon, exemplar of strength. So we'll keep that. Keep that. Lead with the blue land. Turn 2, play the exemplar of strength. Turn 3, maybe cancel something if we get a blue land. Maybe we'll draw into some gas. There's an initiate's companion, which I can untap a target creature or land. So maybe we'll play that because it's a 3/1. Blue, black. Sunset Pyramid. What does that do? Enters the battlefield with 3 brick counters on it. You can draw cards and stuff. I've got another land there, so we can now get our cancel going, which we may or may not do. Get 3 damage in. Untap a creature or land. We will untap itself and end combat. And end the turn. See what he's going to play on turn 3. Dune Beetle. Nope. Don't need to have that. Not right now, anyway. So we've got a Hooded Brawler there. Play a land. See if we can get another 3 damage in. Damage. Untap itself again. In combat. Play the Hooded Brawler. No, we want to tap 1 green, 1 green, 1 blue. Play the Hooded Brawler. Chicken exert, and it gets +2/+2. So we've still got our unsummon up, so we can unsummon the angry forces that he does summon, which is a 1/4 Dune Beetle. And nothing. So do we unsummon it now? Nah. Wait. My turn. Sandworm, which we can cycle. Otherwise, we're looking pretty on curve. We're going to combat. See what he's going to do. He's got something in his hand. Try and unsummon the Dune Beetle. Attacks. Don't need to exert the Hooded Brawler. Sneak 6 damage in. And untap the Brawler. Let him resolve the Sunset Pyramid. And then in combat, play the Exemplar, targeting itself. And end the turn. We can cycle the Greatest Sandworm, but I kind of want to play him. He's a 7/7 for 7, and he has cycling, and he's basically unblockable, which is very cool. So it's the Doom Beetle that we know about. Vile Manifestation. Anything with cycling in his graveyard? Nope. Let him have that. Let him have the Dune Beetle. Combat, attackers, blockers. My turn. Okay. So we're getting there with the lands. 6 lands. Hopefully next turn we will play another one. So I'm going to combat, go to attack, we'll exert the hooded brawler this time, just attack with the initiate's companion, and attack with the exemplar strength. 3 attackers. And start blockerizing. Those blocks seem okay. We'll lose the initiate's companion, but we will end the turn. That seems nice. Go to combat and see if he's going to do any damage on. Nope, doesn't quite hit. So we can't exert the hooded brawler anymore. Can't attack with it either. It's just tapped, detained, if you will. And we go to my turn. Hey, there's that land we're looking for. Hopefully he doesn't counter the greater sandworm. Yeah, he might counter it. Ah, no? Okay. That's nice. All attack, 1 attacker. Gain life. Flashes in his Reed Stalker. Double blocks. Obviously we'll want to put the damage on the Reed Stalker. You can move them around to assign damage first, second, etc. But if you assign damage to the first one and it's only just enough to kill it, it doesn't come up with the second screen, which is where you assign actual points. Organising a draft that we've got happening. Not a draft, sealed. And we're going to combat attack with the greater sandworm. Just the other serpent will block. In the turn, just start eating his creatures until he's got nothing left, until he comes back and brutally murders us. Just drawn a card. Hopefully he doesn't remove the greater sandworm. I really like him. Especially if... it's fine. I'll just replay him. Oh, he's going to get damage in. He's going to get 3 damage in. So what we might do is we might just finish this game and then I might go and eat dinner because, as Rose Glaciers pointed out, I haven't eaten today. So, well, no, I haven't eaten since lunch. I haven't had dinner. That's more to the point. So I play a greater sandworm again. Obviously he's got summoning sickness. For those of you who have not played Magic the Gathering before, summoning sickness happens when you play a creature. It cannot attack on the turn that you play it. For those of you who have played Magic before, you will know that haste means that you can attack the same turn. So if you can't kill this greater sandworm or return it again to the hand, he's going to die next turn because of its ability. Unless he can cycle something, but we can also put out a couple of creatures. So we're going to combat. He's got something there, so we'll attack. He must have something with cycling. Ah, he's going to return it. Blockers. No blockers. Damage. No damage. Second main will play the spider and the naga. It's gonna scry. How many cards has he got left? 21. So we're on 24 cards. He's on 21. Hopefully he's just drawing lands. That would be nice. But he's not actually got anything useful. Strategic planning. Okay. So if he's smart, he'll dump a whole bunch of things recycling into his graveyard. 3/4 lifelinker comes out. So he's going to start getting some life. Playhouse Sandworm. Pass back the turn. Keep the forest there, just in case I think it's something else. What's he going to play in the back of the turn? Oh, I can just... Yeah, okay, so it's got no more brick counters on it, so you can only use it to scry, which he's doing. He's going to triple block the Sandworm, probably. Which would be bad. Kill the lifelinker first, though. The fancy blue chain things on the 3/2 are because of this. So it's to signify that it's detained. Detain is a sort of a... It's based on a card called Detain, which gives that effect. The effect being that it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So hopefully that helps. Gives you an idea. We may actually end up losing this. That'd be funny. Swing in with everything. Why not? See how he blocks. He's blocking all the things. Like I said before, we'll get rid of the lifelinker. So he will gain life, and then he will lose life. But he's okay, he's cycled that, so that's cool. That'll get rid of our greatest sandworm. Play another land. Just in case we get something else. Now something that might come in handy to show everyone at home what's left in the deck is MTGA Tracker, which we'll just boot back up. Might come in handy to show me what's left in my deck as well, actually. Might not have picked up. Okay, it didn't pick up the draft deck because we started after, before it was open. So just hide that. Hopefully we get that. Well, that's not good. Hopefully we get that cartouche. We can put it on the Harrier Naga. That would be really cool. Ah, that's amazing. Cartouche of knowledge off the top. Harrier Naga. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Please don't negate that. Throw a good game because it's a nice thing to do. Attack with just the Harrier Naga because we don't want it to gain life. And then damage. Whew, that was a close one. But here we are. We won that one. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will come back and finish the rest of the games from this draft. We're up to 2 wins now. Feel free to go back and look at what we have drafted. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what we have drafted, I'll show you a quick look at the deck, which I keep forgetting is here. So that's what we've drafted there. Alright, like I said, we're gonna have some dinner. We'll come back after that, probably about 8 PM New Zealand time. We'll resume. But yeah, see you then.